Nicole Pierce, and we're back for Career Conversations with Nicole. I have a good friend on the call with me today. Her name is Jamie Burak. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Nicole.
So thanks for joining me. For everybody that doesn't know, Jamie is actually the HR recruiting manager for Williams Benator Libby, and we are so excited to have you today.
Well, I'm excited to be here, Nicole. Thanks so much for having me.
So before we get started, tell the students a little bit about the firm so all of them can go check you guys out.
Okay, well, Williams Benator Libby, we are a mid-sized firm. We are located in the perimeter area of Atlanta. We have one office, and our clients are middle market companies, growth companies, both domestic and international companies, primarily in industries such as manufacturing, distribution, software, technology, staffing companies like technology staffing, healthcare staffing. We have some professional services, real estate, construction, and some non-for-profit. Our philosophy really about public accounting and careers in public accounting is we have a very open environment. We really feel that the key to a career in public accounting is making it such that that career fits into a person's life versus the other way around. And we really encourage people, if they enjoy the variety and they enjoy working with clients that you get in public accounting, that you can have a very viable career, whether you want to be a partner or not. So we are very open to people who have different viewpoints on that, and we feel that we really can provide opportunities for both types of individuals.
Awesome. I love that. I love that you give the students options and that you're trying to fit within their life, because we know public accounting can have crazy hours. So that's great. Well, students, go check them out. After you get done watching this, go check them out. So the topic for today, I think, is going to be fun, and I love this because I have this conversation with students all the time about trying to decide where they should go to work, what company they should work for. So the official topic is how to make the best decision when selecting an offer. And, I think a lot of the time students will go with something other than their gut sensation. So they heard somebody say something or a friend went somewhere. So I love that we're going to talk through this. The first question is, do you think some students make choices based on others? And I think they do. So I want to hear your opinion.
I think that they do too. I do think that you guys at KSU do a fantastic job of really educating students on all of their options. So I am definitely seeing more of the open-minded aspect from students these days than maybe in prior years. And that's thanks to you a lot, Nicole. But I do think that students are easily influenced by what professors may tell them, what other students who have gone before them or what their peers are currently doing. And, it's very easy to get caught up in that because, everyone kind of has an opinion on what the best route is to take or how you get your career started or what's going to have the most impact. What I try to encourage students to do is to really take a step back and really know in their heart of hearts what's best for them, because it's not one size fits all. So it's really about getting to know those types of things more so than getting caught up in, what effect is this decision going to have on me X number of years down the road?
I love all of that you just said, because I always tell students that they should really think about what they want first. And most of the time they look at me like I'm got two heads when I say that, honestly. But I think that they also get caught up in the idea that if I make this decision, it's going to dictate everything else in the rest of my life.
Right.
And I just don't think that's true. I really don't. I think people move around a lot more than they did. I think people go from corporate to public back and forth. It's not only one way.
Yes.
Yes.
There are definitely lots of different options. And even, if someone makes a decision initially that they think is the right decision at that point, it might be at that time, but things change.
Yep.
People change, life changes, and nothing is set in stone. And as much as I would like to say people go to work in one place and they stay there forever, that doesn't happen anymore.
I agree. And so I always tell them too, like, part of it is that first choice is just going to give you the stepping stone to the next.
Correct.
Whether it be the best place and you're there for 20 years or whether you're there for just 5 years. I mean,
Right.
Either way, it's just going to help you move along, right?
Correct. Exactly.
Well, let's get down to like the nitty gritty or the details of how can students, or what's a few things that they should consider when making this job decision? So like when they're weighing the options, what are some of the main things you think of?
Well, I mean, I think that, a person really kind of needs to understand who they are and really how they like to work and what excites them. Some people like variety. Some people would prefer to do something a little bit more known. Some people like a larger environment. Some people like a smaller environment, closer knit, whatever it is. I think that, they kind of need to get in touch with truly who they are from that standpoint and really recognize that there are lots of different choices. For some people, a large firm is great. For some people, a smaller firm is great. Some people would prefer corporate. Some people would prefer internal audit. Again, it's really kind of honing in on what's going to be the best fit and asking a lot of questions in all these different places to kind of understand what's the environment like? How do they work? How's the work delivered? What are you going to be doing? What are the opportunities for growth in that particular area? Am I going to be doing a lot of different things? Am I going to be doing, a lot of the same things, over again? All of that is great. And it provides different types of opportunities and an opportunity for people to figure out what really ultimately works best for them. Public accounting is not for everyone. Corporate's not for everyone. Internal audit's not for everyone. And that's the great thing, is that there's something for everyone.
So I like all of that. And students, I hope you heard, like, the one piece I want you to pull from that is that if you start this recruitment process early enough, it'll give you the opportunity to have these conversations, right? The sooner you start, the more conversations you can have, and the easier this decision process will be because you will have explored it. So we know that, the statistics nationally are really low, 20% or something of that nature of passing the exam. And for students, we know, just like finding your best fit in a company, that finding your best fit in a certification honestly might not be a CPA as well. I call it Everest in my office. I mean, And so can you talk through the CPA is an awesome path, but if you choose not to do that role, how could that help you make a decision in this job selection? And part of what I was thinking was how internal audit, if you work in that division, they don't really require a CPA, right?
Correct.
So that could be a perfect, easy example. But any thoughts you have on the CPA exam?
Well, I also think in a corporate environment as well, CPA is not as emphasized in some companies, maybe as in others, or maybe it's a preference rather than a requirement. That's certainly an option for people who really feel that, climbing Everest is not for them. And, I certainly get that. So, and I think too, in public, yes, your career would be limited beyond a certain point in public accounting if you chose not to get your license, but I think that there may be some firms out there who may be somewhat open to individuals who, may not want to pursue that certification and understand that, there is some limitation from a career growth standpoint, but that they're okay with that. Obviously the preference is always going to be that someone, sit for the exam and become certified. But
well, and I think students, the one thing you should take away from that in all certainty is if you are interested in public accounting and you're on the fence about the CPA, because we have a lot of students that are laying there, you could still go and get the experience, see if you love the work. And sometimes maybe that passion for what you're doing might push you over the edge to at least try to tempt them out.
Very true.
So, good things to think about for sure. How likely is an internship opportunity to turn into a full-time job, given the economic status of the current pandemic? And the reason why I ask this is a lot of students come to me and they say, I really want to take the internship that's going to attrition to the full-time job. So when they're making the decision, which is what we're talking about, how can they approach the recruiter and kind of have this conversation without sounding awful, right. For lack of a better word?
I mean, I think that, again, it just goes back to having an honest conversation. And I've had students, we've got, individuals who've accepted internships with us and are looking for those to turn into full-time positions. And they've asked, they're concerned, should they be not interviewing officially with other firms, but should they just still keep the door open and network just in case? And the truth of the matter is that, I get it. I would love to be able to predict the future and say, everybody that does an internship is going to get a full-time offer, but we don't know what's going to happen. But, what I would encourage students to do is, go into that internship, do their very best, be open-minded, learn as much as they can, and go into it with the attitude that it is going to be a full-time opportunity. Because even if something happens from an economic standpoint and they're not able to offer that job at that point, maybe something's going to come up 2-3 months later. And if not, there is going to be someone that's hiring. There just is.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's such great advice. Well, this is going to wrap up our conversation today. So if you have any last minute thoughts or advice you want to give the students, please share it.
Well, again, I think ultimately, as I said from the beginning, and as I always say, really get in touch with who they are, find out as much information as they can, and make the decision for them and not because someone else told them to do something.
I love it. That's such great advice. Well, students, I hope you got a lot out of this conversation today. Please go check Williams Benator and Libby out. Check out their social or online. And Jamie, until we get to speak again, I hope that you have a great day. I hope to see you soon.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye.